Welcome back to the show. XRP up over 20%. The Trump effect on crypto is real. Unfreezing M&As and IPOs. Bitcoin over 100K. And an interview from Brad Garlinghouse that's straight fire. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, $3.73 trillion market cap for crypto. We're creeping back up to that $4 trillion mark. 100,700 plus for Bitcoin right now. Ethereum, 3,600. XRP back at the number 3 spot, 243. We're up 2.5 on the 24, up 20.3 on the 7-day, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa! And right now, XRP ranging between 236 and 243. We're at the top of the range. It might be out for a jog, ladies and gentlemen. We are 2 weeks away from the inauguration of the first ever pro-crypto president, pro-crypto administration, and pro-crypto Congress. The synergy is with us. Looking at this, Bitwise CEO Hunter Horsley must feel the same way. He says Trump's administration may unfreeze mergers and acquisitions, which could transform the crypto industry if it happens. I think Hunter Horsley is absolutely 1,000,000% correct. And I say this, let's throw in IPOs too, because you can go to Link2 and get the best private equity. This is why I tell you about this. Think about how long these companies have been going through a 4-year crypto winter, and now they want to go IPO or make that merger acquisition they've been waiting to do. The window is opening for these kinds of events, but you still have the opportunity to go get private equity before it happens. Companies like Cerebras, Ripple, Circle, Uphold, the list goes on and on. Click the link to my sponsor below and get started today before these things are gone. Looking right here, here's more evidence that big things are coming. Li-Fi, have you heard of it? Light, fidelity, and blockchain. Take a listen.
Hello, everybody. I'm excited to be here at the Li-Fi conference today. I'm the CEO of Mobile Blockchain Solutions, a blockchain software company that develops IoT, Li-Fi, and smart city software solutions. We're entering an exciting time. Li-Fi, get ready for liftoff.
Li-Fi, get ready for liftoff. Look, this includes initiatives such as the internet IoT, and then you have automation, smart cities, and then blockchain tech. Li-Fi, light fidelity of the IoT powering the future. This is how blockchain will stay online and utilized within smart cities. Look, we're not going to be able to recognize this world 5 years from now, probably. 8 at the most. And then we have this, very quickly before we get to the interview with Brad Garlinghouse, and it has got so many great clips in it. Halting Operation Choke Point 2.0 is not enough. We need a special investigator like John Deaton with subpoena power is needed to identify who was involved, determine whether laws were broken, if so, prosecute the perpetrators, and issue a public report. This is being tagged to David Sachs and Pam Bondi. I think this is so spot on. We need to spread the word. I'm trying to spread the word. I second this motion. John Deaton as a special investigator with subpoena power is what is needed here to make sure everyone who is involved in this is held accountable, and it shows anyone else considering doing actions like this that there will be a price to pay. No question about it. Now, here we know that the Bullish Platform is super exciting. We don't need to play this because this is already where we're at here. I'm just highlighting from the first video this morning. The real USD, I believe, is going to set massive records, not only with the Bullish Platform, which it's already done, but I think once we see the FedNows, the Clearinghouse, the DTCC, and so many more enter this space, providing utility to the market. This here is a great conversation with Brad Garlinghouse sitting down with Citizens JMP Bank. And there are some great clips in this, and I'm going to start pulling them out here. We're going to start with this right here, for one, at this point. Let me get it set up here. It is at, a little further here. You could tell we're doing this in real time, obviously, right? And thank you for your patience. I'm going to let it go right here. And he talks about the internet analogy that we have talked about so much before. Listen.
Sometimes you have multiple hops along a journey when you're sending money cross-border. And each of those hops adds time, adds cost, adds complexity, adds risk of error. And our view has for a long time really been, how is it that we have an internet of information that allows any piece of information to transmit instantly, interoperably across many networks, but you don't have the ability to do that with money? In some ways, and I say this as a guy who was involved in the early days of the internet, it is reminiscent of, you had Prodigy, you had AOL, America Online, and you had CompuServe. But if you, Devin, wanted to send me an email from CompuServe to Prodigy, and I was on Prodigy, that was not actually possible. You had to have an account. It was a closed network. Well, along come technologies like HTTP and TCP/IP, and in the email case, SMTP, that allowed interoperability between the closed networks and thus the Internet of Information. We really think about the closed networks of payment networks. Some of those are on a national scale, right? You have domestically closed networks, but look, PayPal is effectively a closed network. Venmo is a closed network. Visa is a closed network. And the interoperability between these networks is actually what people are extracting lots of tolls for, to allow that to pass between them. And that's where the inefficiency comes. So from our point of view, the Internet of Information is giving way to the Internet of Value, the Internet of Money.
There's no question about it. And that's exactly what we've been highlighted on here. Now, let's take a look at this next clip here, because I tell you, we're going to skip around a little bit, but there is so many good clips out of this. And I know people are firing them off. I just want to get them all in one place if we can here. Let's talk about this right here at this mark. 1 second here. It should be right about here. This clip right here is going to talk about Stablecoin Market and Tether being 70% of that market, and the scaling global commerce is the goal of Ripple. Take a listen to this.
Sure. So you look, as I'm sure many people who follow you are well aware, and I know you know this pretty well. The stablecoin market today globally is about $200 billion. About 70% of that is Tether or USDT. Probably another 20% of that is USDC, which is Circle's kind of solution in the marketplace, and then there's a longer tail after that of smaller players. Tether is I'm pro Tether and an advocate. The U.S. government, I think, is less so. That may change also, but Tether has intentionally set up outside the United States, outside of kind of the long arm of the U.S. Regulator. And, I think that gives some major institutions pause about, interest in working with them. And our view has been there's an opportunity for a trusted brand like Ripple, who has a lot of experience with institutions, a lot of experience with payment flows, to bring a product to market that is truly the most trusted, that we will be the first to come out under with a New York trust license.
There you have it. The first to come out with a New York trust license.
We will be doing monthly attestations. And, I think we do have our own balance sheet that, if problems were to exist, we were in a position to actually help solve those. So now, how will it coexist with XRP? Well, first of all, any liquidity on the XRP ledger is a good thing. It's good for the whole XRP ecosystem. And the more liquidity on there, including stable coins, it reduces friction and the ability to do things, particularly in the DeFi world. There's some native technologies embedded in the XRP ledger, a decentralized exchange, a DEX, a AMM, automated market maker, and embedding a stablecoin, a robust stablecoin, a trusted stablecoin like Ripple USD, we think will actually help that. I don't think it competes with XRP as a different solution, because really we think about that as the bridge currency, right? So RLUSD, Ripple USD is $1. The bridge currency is going in and out of other currencies, and having the most liquid, most efficient bridge currency between between various currencies around the world, we think is a needed solution in scaling global commerce.
There you have it. XRP is a bridge currency, right? He's saying it. It's right there. That's the whole idea. Scaling global commerce. That's the goal. And that's where we're going. There's a new world in front of us, ladies and gentlemen. And let me tell you, that's going to lead us to this conversation. Man, there's so much good in here. But I need to tie it in here because, man, this is so good. All right, so let's go now to this mark right here, which is, let me find my place here. Okay, got it. All right, so let's go here. My goodness, you're going to love this part. I am telling you, you're really going to like this part, where he talks about a strategic reserve with XRP as well.
So you just mentioned that kind of the U.S. technology, U.S. blockchain. I think my sense is that's been helping valuations of the industry, but maybe that's part of when you talk about XRP move. But
in fact, let me skip ahead. We don't need that much of it. Let's go right to here.
That is maybe the position that this administration is taking.
Yeah, I mean, like years ago, before Biden was elected, what the words I used to use is like, I just want a level playing field. Like the U.S. government shouldn't be picking winners and losers. And, as much as I'm pro Bitcoin and pro ETH, the SEC, I mean, people forget this, but XRP used to be the second most valuable digital asset after Bitcoin.
That's right.
The United States SEC then gets involved in picking winners and saying, hey, ETH gets a pass, but XRP doesn't. And look, this is very, in my view, very un-American. And to your point, I think it used to be, I just asked for a level playing field. It does feel like, and I think certainly if you look at the crypto markets as a barometer, it would, this administration is putting America first. And well, I mean, we shall see. It's still, there's things to play out and things to happen. But I think indications are that, if, for example, there's some talk about a crypto reserve, and I think that would end up including Bitcoin and other technologies, which, frankly, just makes sense from a diversification point of view. And so I'm very optimistic that it is a new dawn for the crypto industry in the United States. The United States has led in many technical innovations, and it was leading in crypto, and some of the leading global companies are based here in the United States. But the last handful of years in the Biden administration have been very hostile towards crypto, maybe amongst the most hostile on the planet, and that's coming to an end. So that's going to be good for the companies that Ripple included.
Yeah.
No question about that. Now, let me bring you to the next. Imagine XRP being in a crypto reserve. Of course, why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be a basket of assets? Of course it should be. All right, now let's go here to this next spot here. I want to take you to this. We got two more just straight fire clips here. I'm going to skip ahead to this one because this is, oh my gracious sakes alive. Now, let's start right here. Brad is going to address the question about the stock tender offer for Ripple private equity shares and how that cost has gone up to over $100 per share.
Understood. Yeah. So in terms of the Ripple business itself and the valuation considerations, obviously there's an $11 billion tender offer. The stock had been trading kind of lower valuations in the private markets. Now, obviously, you hold XRP on the balance sheet too, so like that probably changes the whole math quite a bit given the rise in XRP. But how do you think about the valuation of Ripple and both kind of in the absolute sense and ways that institutions should be thinking about it potentially that would be looking at it in the private markets, and then that dynamic of that now you've shifted the price of XRP as well. So I think the old constructs maybe change a little bit, but the valuation framework of how the pieces may be similar. So I'd love to just kind of hear about that and maybe the disconnect as well.
Yeah.
Listen.
So, look, I don't think about it as a kind of there's up to the minute valuation stuff. But I think it's safe to assume that the 11 billion is very outdated at this point. the total value of the XRP we own now exceeds 100 billion. And that is another mark. One of the things I don't know how to get my head around exactly is the way that Ripple has traded in the secondary private markets has been at a significant discount to net asset value. Some would say MicroStrategy is comparable in some ways, but trades at I think 3x premium to net asset value. And you think, that's interesting. Again, I'm not anti MicroStrategy. I hope is a massive success and keeps doing what they're doing. And look, Ripple has been in a position where we have not prioritized going public. That didn't really make any sense in the previous SEC administration. Maybe that changes in the future, and we'll evaluate that as things unfold.
No doubt about it. Reminder, you can get Ripple private equity on Link2, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's go back to this mark right here, where you're going to hear this is a great, great point in the way he makes it. Now, this is right here addressing the optimism in the market, reminding everyone that there was a time back in the day in 2018 when XRP was at the number 2 ranked market cap spot until the suppression happened here. And listen to the analogy he gives about how XRP prices moved like holding a basketball underwater.
I mean, the good news, it's open source technology, and to the extent I for better or for worse, don't necessarily have that much proprietary, here's where it's going. My optimism around crypto at large is very high. And it's because some of the things we've already talked about. It's because, the vast majority of cryptos are very inflation resistant. So I think that the market overall, I predicted just about a year ago, maybe 13 months ago, I think I predicted that the market might hit as high as 5 trillion this year. That, with only a month left, that seems aggressive. But, I think at the time we were at 1.5 to 1.8. Now we're at 3.5 trillion all in. And, I'm optimistic it'll continue to trend upward between here now and the end of the year. XRP specifically, I think many people forget because they might be new to crypto. It wasn't that long ago that XRP was the second most valuable digital asset. And again, that's before you had these exogenous factors that I would say were unnatural, maybe not ethical in debate, but, and I think now you're seeing that change. And I think, with a level playing field, I almost think about it as if you hold a basketball under the water long enough, eventually you let go of it and it shoots up. But why are we surprised by this? Somebody was holding it underwater and now it's rising. So look, I feel like it feels somewhat vindicating, I'll be honest with you. But I think we should measure these over a long arc of time. I encourage Ripple employees. Yes, we are aware that XRP has gone up in value, but we really do try to take a very long-term view about what we're building and how that contributes to an internet of value and how XRP can be a critical component of an internet of value.
No question about it. And I'd say that they're well on their way to getting it done with this pro-crypto administration, president, and Congress, ladies and gentlemen. And speaking of which, Cointelegraph now, latest from them, XRP forms a bull flag pattern targeting $15, backed by surging open interest and historical bullish momentum. Oh yeah, bring it on. Anthony Welfare, former Ripple advisor, highlighting a $14.80 target from Cointelegraph for XRP is interesting. And we also know that if we see right now XRP breakout this Tuesday or Wednesday will confirm the simulation they say we live in. The first phase is done with over 450% rally that we saw in the first half of March 2017. The second phase rally is loading with 800%, half of what May 2017 did. Both cycle XRP rallied after the new moon within 7 days and went into an all-time high. So let's just play a game. So 800%, right? Current price is 242. We'll call it 243 if we're having fun anyway, right? So 243 times 800%. Let's get it. That's a $19.44 XRP. Telegraph calling for 15. These are all targets we've seen before. We have all the tailwinds in our position to set new heights in this space. What is stopping us? I beg you to tell me, what is stopping us? We know it's legislation, and I believe we all understand we're about to get it. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's just my digital perspectives. I'll catch all of you on the next one.